Yeah. I'm simply ball dropping. Marriage Chronicles. Yeah. Do you take thee to be your lawfully? To have it to hold for rich and poor? And sickness to help to death do us part? But cash get short when you have a change of heart on guard. Exchange these vows, we went through hours. I lied and cheated, I was left with scars. My love is astronomical. Don't need the drama, mama. I'm simply ball dropping, it's the Marriage Chronicles. She loved me not. My heart cold, we used to be hot. She took me for all I got. TikTok, out of time, this my last shot. She loved me not. My heart cold, we used to be hot. She took me for all I got. TikTok, out of time, what we talking about? Yeah, Marriage Chronicles. Yeah, Marriage Chronicles. Yeah, Marriage Chronicles. Sit back, pour a glass, let it overflow. Yeah, K-Sap, what up? It's James 4th, y'all. Yeah, Bacardi Dark on the track. It's like that. Blueprint Inc. Yeah.
Now your host of the Simply Ball Droppin' Marriage Chronicles, the man behind the mic, K-Sap, and his co-host, Kanisha Sappington.
Yo, what's good, everybody? What's good? Welcome to another episode of the Simply Ball Droppin' Marriage Chronicles. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, K-Sap. And today, in the studio, we got some newlyweds. We're going to talk about it, talk about how they met, and we're going to listen to their love story. But before we get started, I want to thank everybody for tuning in to another episode of the Simply Ball Droppin' Marriage Chronicles. I just want to let everybody know that, we've been having some, technical difficulties with some of the messages coming through the chat. Facebook messages, when people post messages on Facebook, I'm not seeing all the comments in the chat. So if you would go to YouTube, Simply Ball Dropping Podcast on YouTube, and follow it on YouTube, when you post a comment, I'll be able to see it and I will post it to the stream. So that's another way to get your comments read or post to the screen. I see some of the comments are now coming in. Chris Lee, I see you in the building. Let's get the popcorn. We're going to get the popcorn. We're going to get it started. So, without further ado, we ain't going to hold you up. We want to listen to this love story. These are some newlyweds. And I want to, take this time to introduce the newlyweds to the show. First off, I'm going to introduce the wife, Miss Mel Rushing. Welcome to the show.
Hey, y'all. My name is Melanie Rushing, and 30 years old. Been here in Dallas now, coming up on 6 years. I'm originally born in Chicago, Illinois. Moved to Tennessee and found my way to Texas for better everything. Life in general.
Great. That's great. Now we're going to introduce the big teddy bear, the husband, Mr. Kentrail Rushing. Welcome to the show.
What's going on? It's Kentrail Rushing. I'm 31. I've been out here in Dallas, I say about eight years now. From Shreveport, Louisiana, Post City stand up, but I'm out here, trying to make a little difference, man. Touch as many lives as I can,
Oh, that's great. That's a great introduction, man. And I do want to take this time to thank you guys for coming in the studio.
Yes,
it's
sir.
a lot of things going on, and I'm glad y'all, was able to make y'all's way to the studio. It's always best when you get in the studio. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I heard.
Yeah. So, we're gonna get you out there. So we're gonna start this out. First off, I got my co-host with me. She's always riding shotgun. She's on my right tonight, Miss Kanisha Sappington.
Yep. What's up, y'all? I'm back.
So how's your week been so far?
My week's been good. I mean, I'm still on a high from last night's episode. That was a good episode. So if y'all didn't see that, y'all need to go check it out. We acted up in here last night, but it was fun. Yeah, I'm happy to have Kentrail
and Melanie here. Man, I can't wait to hear this story because I know, but I don't know.
Yeah. And the crazy thing about it is, I'll be referring to them as Scooby and MC Russian.
Yeah, and I was like, who is Scooby?
Yeah, so they on the Rush tour. So they on the Rush tour, they newlyweds, and we're gonna get right off into it. This is for Mel. And she's MC Russian. So Mel, let's take a journey. Okay. So if you can think back, when did you first lay eyes on Scooby?
At a event at the daiquiri shop out there in Grand Prairie, and we were all being introduced, and he was introduced to me and my friends.
Okay, he was introduced.
Yes.
So when the introduction came on, right, and you saw this guy, how did you feel, or what did you think about the person that was being introduced to you?
I had my little cousin with me who was like always on my side. So after the introductions all happened and we all went our separate ways and got back to our table, I mean, my cousin, like, who's 9 years younger than me, but immediately was like, I already know. And I was like, yeah, you seen him too? She's like, that's all you. So we just kind of was like, well, now you got to find out about him.
Also, your cousin was actually trying to, hype you up to say, hey.
She wanted to see if I seen what I already saw because I like big guys. So she was like, he was the biggest guy there.
Also, he stands out. He stands out.
He was taller than everybody in the restaurant. So yeah.
Okay. So that feeling after your cousin, made mention of that, and what did you think? Did you have something in mind to say, hey, I just at least want to go up and make my presence known, or did you kind of just like fall back a little bit?
I fell back because of the event we were at. I didn't know people.
Okay.
I knew nothing about him. So I kind of just waited. We had another event following that night, so they were trying to get us in a more lively area, comfortable, and then there was a banquet that evening. So I was just like, I'll just wait and see what happens at the banquet.
Okay. Now Scooby over here laughing, so I just want to turn my attention to him real quick.
Yes, sir.
Now, hearing your wife say that now, how does that make you feel?
Man, to be honest, it brings me back when she told me the first time. Like, I got the giggles, the chills, and everything. Like, because I mean, when I seen her as well, it was we was doing a little meet and greet at the daiquiri shop organization. I'm a Masonic man, so we was doing an organization as far as that, and we seen each other. Well, I was introduced to her, like she said. We seen each other, and as soon as she walked off, I asked the person that introduced me, like, who is that? Like, I'm trying to see what's going on as well. And he was like, man, just wait till the event tomorrow night. And which, unfortunately, I had to do that. But when it came around time to me seeing her again, we kind of talked a little bit. But that kind of, I all smiles when I hear it. All
smiles.
So
all smiles.
Yeah, all smiles.
All smiles. So at that, okay, let's go back to the event. So when y'all was introduced, like you said, it was a little small talk, right?
Right.
So at that time, Scooby, how did you feel about her, or did you have any kind of like, yeah, man, this might be the one?
I mean, when I seen her first, well, when it comes to anyone, already the appearance of a person is what's gonna draw you to them.
Okay.
And her appearance was like, okay, yeah, that's nice. That's nice. She had a beautiful smile. It's just the way she carried herself. I was intrigued by it, Okay. So I wanted to see what's up with it, period. I was a single man at the time, so I wanted to see what was going on. Yeah. So
okay. You said yeah, like she wasn't single. Was she single?
He was not single.
I was single. See, I was single. The thing was, when we actually seen us at another event where she missed, I had a date because I was still single. And that's I was, had a young lady with me at the event. That's it.
But you were single, but you had a young lady with you at the event.
And
so
the people that kind of took it beyond what it was, and they thought a little bit more into it, which kind of kind of blindsided her and kind of made her think otherwise for a little minute. And actually, I believe a few of those ladies were some haters and didn't want to see her with me anyway. But we ain't gonna talk about that.
We ain't gonna talk about
Yeah,
that.
we ain't gonna talk about that.
Uh-huh.
So yeah.
So okay, it's funny that you said that. So MC, you're over there laughing. So for him to say what he just said when he first met you, how does that make you feel? Or he's told you this many times.
He's told me a version of it.
But he hasn't told you the full thing.
This is the extended version that it was a date that he had. It wasn't necessarily a girlfriend that he brought. And then, truthfully enough, by the time me and him met again, he was single officially, no attachments, no dates, because we were at another event and there was nobody with him.
Okay, so it came back around. Like I always use the word recycle. So you kind of recycled it, right? So you first met her, you had your little date with you, right?
Not at that.
No. When we first met, it wasn't no dates involved. We didn't see each other long enough to even see that much of it. Okay. It was just a hey, hi, bye. We got introduced, and then the following night at the little banquet, it was more so hey and bye again. A couple pictures. Then
I did not get his number.
She didn't get my number at the event the next day, and I didn't get hers because I got pulled somewhere else with me having the position I had. So I got pulled somewhere else to do something else. So yeah. So that event happened in what November, and
what
then
year?
Man, I ain't imagine
17.
17.
That was 17.
So that happened in November. In April is when I had the little date.
I was not there for that.
She wasn't there.
Oh, you didn't see that?
No, but this was me keeping my ear to the ground because I knew I wasn't going to make that event, but I needed a playback of what happened there and tell me about that guy that we met at the daiquiri shop.
So somebody was coming back giving you the information because you wasn't there, right?
Correct.
So
she ain't asked me.
This is a question. This is a question I want to ask. So when you left on the previous engagements, didn't get his number, did you feel that you missed out on an opportunity, or you said, "Well, I'm going to see him again"?
I'm going to see him again.
So that was your plan, to see him again. So if you had that plan, so the next time you saw him, what was your approach?
What was the next time? Oh, it was back at the thing. First he had a whole pickup line. I don't think I really actually engaged with someone who gave me a pickup line and I responded positively. But because I was already on the mission, I was like, just go with it. But the next event that I was at that we got to meet up again, both of us recognizing we were single, is because he had asked me, so do your man know you out here around all these other single people?
So it sounded like you had a plan.
Hey, you heard what she said?
Yeah, it sounded like you had a plan.
Yes, sir.
I was trying to see what was going on. They don't already I was like, is this your way of asking me, do I have a man?
Yeah. So I don't mean to cut you off, but a quick question that came in already. A question for Mel. Was Scooby smooth during y'all's first encounter?
Smooth?
That's a good question. Was that?
I'll say yes. Yes, because we were at a really where were we at? We were in where's that down there in Houston? Kima on the boardwalk. So, we were already on a vibe, and we had a boat party. It was all white. So it was a lot of smooth things going on anyway. So I will give him that. Because how he really brought me in, which for a woman is a big deal, was when he wanted to know my opinion on which hat was going to match his outfit for that night.
So you was smooth.
Operator.
And I always say when I be talking to people in the Marriage Chronicles, that's a game plan to me. You had a game plan.
I did.
And I'm glad that you admit that. Because a lot of people say, nah, it's not a plan. It's just happened that way. Now, every brother that meets a man, right? I'm going to say this for myself. You have a game plan. What you want to get out of it. You know what I'm saying? You just don't nonchalantly do something. Nah, this is my plan. And this is what I'm going to do. Like people know on our Chronicles with me and my wife, when I first met her, I told her, I said, I'm going to marry you. I had a plan. And I stuck with my plan. You know what I'm saying? So I feel that every man has a plan when they meet somebody, because your plan worked out because you're married.
Yes, sir.
So you went into it with the right intentions. So now that y'all hearing all this, so how did things progress? Like, who made that first move to be like, hey, I'm going to take it there?
You can answer.
No, we're gonna go with you, Scooby. I want to get your answer.
Of course, I'm gonna say me. I'm gonna say me every time. But I mean, of course, she might say her as well because I mean, she was persistent on what she wanted as well.
Okay,
it was like we was pursuing each other. It was, man. It worked out.
It worked out.
It worked out. We was pursuing each other. Man, when I wanted to do something, she was ready to do it. When she wanted to do something I wanted to do, we was both adventurous and wanted to just kick it and spend time with each other. And so, man, it worked out.
I totally agree with you, Aisha Hunter. You have to have intentions. But a lot of people don't say that. They always say, nah, it just worked out that way. Nah, it just didn't work out that way. You got a game plan.
I am huge on being intentional, especially in the dating, especially when I moved out here to Dallas. I bumped my head a few times and was like, okay, so I'm going to just have to run a list of these important questions that clearly needs to be asked on the first date. Because
man,
you don't know what.
Well, everybody, like, knowing that somebody is single apparently doesn't get said. Like, did you say that? So that was a big deal just to define that. I mean, our first date really was, you might say different, but it was me because I needed to clear the air.
Okay.
And I needed it to be intentional about what I'm trying to put into this. What, like we both said, what you might have heard. And let's acknowledge, here's what I'm offering, here's what I'm bringing to the table. Are you willing to accept it and try? Because I mean, we were just trying to date. So with knowing all of this and me coming to you now, I'm not going to go any further than this first date if you're not comfortable going forward.
Right. I'm glad you stated that. I mean, a lot of people need to hear that. But I got to say this, Mel. Somebody said, with the help of them and their guidance, Miss Brandy Crawford said, with my help and my guidance, you didn't do it on your own.
That's very true. That is very true. I have a team behind me.
Yeah, you got to have a team.
Yes, my little cousin included, but definitely my whole girl back at home, whole way through, because Lord knows, you wouldn't be here.
Okay. Now, a question, when you first met him, he stands out. Was you intimidated by him, or this was right up your alley?
Right up my alley.
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
I am 6'7". I say about 350. I'm a big man, so yeah, it was. She
and
had
I'm
that to
barely touching 5 feet.
So I do want to say that.
but a lot of short
crazy.
women like tall, big men.
Yeah.
They do, but honestly, we get weird looks in public.
Man,
ours is too much of a contrast.
Yeah.
People actually, not just looks, people have said things like just walked up to us. Do you remember that lady in the perfume shop?
Yes, yes.
That was so awkward.
Oh, wow.
Did they just staring for no reason?
No, she just straight up came to us and said, Can I say something? Can I ask a question? And she was like, are y'all together? And we was like, yeah. And she was like, I just have to know. And I mean, like, eyes just wide and intrigued. And I'm just like, what does she need to know? She was like, is it difficult for y'all? And I'm like,
is what difficult, ma'am?
She was trying to do the sexual aspect of it.
But that's real bold. That's bold as hell.
Some people are like that.
Yeah. Can I smell the YSL, please? Because
that's why we was here.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So now that you got your first date out, right?
Mm-hmm.
So after the first date, was it like you wanted to keep going?
Absolutely. He said yes.
So
I was the one putting the cards on the table and letting him know you can walk away.
Gotcha.
So was it like now y'all an item or y'all didn't have a title?
No title.
Man, we have a title.
So let's talk about the whole title. So
because
y'all are I would say a younger couple.
Right.
And we always say couples that are in their 20s and their 30s, y'all think different. Like different from what we was thinking. Like nobody had, like in my day, we go together. We together and can't nobody break us apart. You can't go over here. We just talking. What's that mean? What's talking mean? I need
we conversing.
Yeah. It's a new word now.
We conversing.
Okay.
He says.
That's what I was saying.
I was looking for a title at some point. I'm trying to remember. I probably met y'all when we didn't have a title. Like that's just how long I've been around.
Yes.
That we dated for a year, I guess you would say, on again, off again, real life, doing the dating open, like here and there. Sometimes we talking, sometimes we not. And then it got around to the second year of coming to family events that actually his sister kind of put it on the table. Was like, what are y'all?
Man, my sister
What are y'all
and my brother set
right,
us
Tracy,
down.
that's what I'm talking
Man,
about.
when I say that
Yeah.
Thanksgiving was real. That
It was
Thanksgiving
real.
was real.
Yeah.
It put a lot of
Sometimes
stuff in
it-
It was
perspective.
a blind side because
It was blindside, but it put a lot of stuff in perspective for real.
But I understand you said put it in perspective, but once again, the game plan, because you started bringing her to family functions.
Man,
That means you legit if you get to come to the family function. You
Yeah.
pretty legit.
yeah,
I don't
it's
trust
just
it.
it was. She said she don't know that, but come on now,
I
man.
don't trust that.
Ain't no man finna bring a woman around his family unless
Yes.
she's serious. Now, how long?
I
now?
mean-
there's a few of them that might get brought around that might not come back. But if you come back a few times,
Right.
then they know what's up.
Consistently.
Right?
Yes.
They know what's up.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll give-
So when he started bringing you around the family, was you nervous, or I mean, how did you feel about that? Like, did you say to yourself, like, "Oh man, he's bringing around the family,
Can
man"?
I, can I,
Go
can I
ahead.
tell?
Go ahead.
Say
Hey,
what you
talk
gotta
about
say.
So my first event, which is memorable, we came to a family event, just like a cookout kind of thing, and the person that was also at this event happened to be his ex-mother. And I don't know if she was aware he was dating somebody new and not her daughter, or what happened in detail. So it was awkward to say
You
the
was in an
least.
entanglement, huh?
Nah, it wasn't even like that. It wasn't even like that because it wasn't nothing else going on.
Wait.
So it wasn't nothing
It
like
was
that.
just awkward to know because it was known. It wasn't like, oh, okay, and then move on. There was some tension.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I beat
On
her
her
in spades
part. On her
and
part.
spoons and whatever else they tossed out there, I beat her and everything. I think it,
So y'all was like scrappy in them, huh?
Nah, I mean it's like her mom was kind of showing a little hard love, you know. I don't know why.
How long was you dating your ex?
Man,
the date.
I say like I don't even know. It was a few months. It wasn't nothing serious. Well,
And,
It
and her
didn't
mother
progr-
was
it
clean
didn't
like
progress to nothing serious because the young lady didn't want to move forward.
that? Okay.
She was kind of stuck in her situation and her circumstances and didn't want to move forward.
Okay.
So I moved forward.
Okay.
I moved around. So
did you go to her and say, "Hey, this is not working. I'm moving forward. You're done"?
nah, it was some more stuff that kind of led up to that me being done. But
Okay.
it was we called it quits and it was finalized. So,
Did the mama not know?
of course she knew.
But see, I
She wasn't
respect
over
that.
it.
I respect that because
of course, because the young lady was very close with her mother, so of course her mama knew what was going on, and that's probably why she showed that hard love towards you.
It was hard love.
That
I'm just teasing.
that's probably why she was acting like that towards you.
Okay.
I really don't know why she was, but
Right.
I mean she been around as well for a
She
while.
was
so-
also a family friend, so
Yeah.
it wasn't trying to be
Like the
messy.
mother
It was
was,
not.
so,
It was
yeah.
not.
and see the funny thing, I got a lot of comments coming in about a stamp of approval and all that. You're not bringing no randoms, and I know your family. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
I know how your
I
family
got the
rolls.
approval.
So that's what I'm saying. So you got the stamp of approval because
Yes,
I
indeed.
know how the Russians and them roll. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I've been to an event out your brother's house, and your sister that's in the chat and looking on Tracy brought a man out there, and I know how y'all chastised him.
Hey,
So
I mean,
Y'all
hey,
went in on
y'all- y'all-
Well, y'all heard.
I'm
but
just saying,
imagine,
like-
it wasn't easy peasy for me
Yeah.
either that Thanksgiving. That's why it was brought out.
and my sister was by herself when she did that.
Yeah.
it was her and my brother that did that, but my sister, she vet a lot of the women or any women that I came in contact with. Period.
Yeah.
She
So it
talked
was
to
a
them
big
and
deal.
everything
Yeah.
like that, and
Yeah.
and my sister said it's good. It's good.
So once you got the
So-
stamp of approval, how did you feel?
That was a big thing for me. Coming out of a previous relationship where I did not have that, it meant a lot. Like I bragged about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, his
It's a
family
big
like
deal.
me.
Yeah.
And
Like,
to
I'm
this day,
legit.
she like my sister, little sister.
So,
For real.
Once you got that approval and y'all
Yeah.
moved on, like, did you kind of like, was that a big woo sign? Like now I can relax and me and him can be together. We can just move forward and whatever happens. I mean, y'all laughing a lot, so y'all got to talk to us. I mean, what's the laughing about?
Well, that I guess that Thanksgiving was actually like that's our anniversary for dating and giving it a title. Because after we left that night, we really did have to check ourselves. It was like, okay, so what are we doing? Because we had a big fallout prior to that, and me showing up to that Thanksgiving was me acknowledging I'm willing to try again. And so if we're gonna try again, this time we're not finna half-ass it, pretty much.
Let's rewind a little bit. Y'all brought it up, and we want to know what was the fallout.
You got it. You got it. You mentioned it. You got it. Go ahead.
Well, because it was pretty big.
Yes,
I mean,
ma'am.
I walked away.
Go ahead.
It was basically some mess again.
In so many words, we kind of how did we break it off for a little second? I would say what it was.
I think there was so many differences. Let me put it that way. And again, we were dating without a title and without a commitment.
Right.
So he was not the
That's
only
dangerous.
one.
That's why I say you're supposed to come
Exactly.
Oh, you said something.
Right?
You said he wasn't the only one?
Correct.
So you had somebody that
Gentlemen callers.
Gentlemen callers. Was they potentials or somebody that you was involved with before that was lingering, and you just didn't know how to break it off, and he got wind of it? And
no, I was none of that. It wasn't even that. Our initial break off was just really not coming to the same understanding of things. Yeah, okay. Because he never wanted to give a title, and I was after it. And his reasoning understood. I just did not agree with it. So I let it be known again that you ain't the only one. Since you can't make me number one, I'm not going to make you number one.
Gotcha.
Oh.
I see where you're going. I see where you're going, Mel. I'm with you.
Yeah. But we had other differences in how we thought and how we were moving forward in life and certain things that it was also just like, look, he felt like I wasn't being supportive enough for him and vice versa. I'm like, well, then this is how we're going to do this then moving forward. He wanted to be friends. I was like, no, I don't do that because I really liked you and I wanted us to be together.
Man, she said yeah at first. She said yeah at first and then ghosted.
Somebody said Mel was sorting through her options. Now,
possibly was. She possibly was. But you see who she chose.
Yeah,
right?
but but before you got chose, though, let me ask you.
Okay, go ahead.
You knowing that you wasn't the only one, right?
Right.
How did that make you feel as a man? Knowing that you giving your all to her?
Okay, so when it came down to it, like, I mean, the reason why I didn't give it necessarily a title at the point, we were spending a lot of time with each other, but we were still trying to figure out each other, and I was still single. So, I mean, I had a few conversations going around, so it was that. So
one of his got back to me.
So both of you guys had some extra conversations.
I mean, because we didn't put a title on the thing, so it was
that's good.
So as long as there's no
balling, pretty much.
So as long as there's no title, you subject to do what you want to do.
Man, subject until when it.
So whose fault that y'all didn't have a title? I mean,
it was my fault. I admit it. It was my fault.
So was something holding you back? Was there one of them stragglers holding you back?
Nah, it wouldn't even it ain't had to do with a particular person.
Let me tell them what you told me, and then you can explain why you said that.
Go ahead.
Because this is the words I got. Why there was no title? He just felt like at that time I was asking for it was that same year he had already brought a date to this event. Then fast forward to me down here at the end of the year, because that was 2017 when we met, but now we at the same events of 2018. And I'm like, what's up? And he's just like, I feel like I kind of just got out of something. And then I'm also just still kind of figuring out me. And I don't want to give you that. And that ain't really where I'm at in life right now. And I'm like, well, we such and such age. This is exactly where I'm at. I think we do know what we want. You just BSing me. So, holler at me when you find out.
So Tracy said that's why that conversation needed to happen on Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Appreciate you, Tracy. Montreal, shout out to you too, because y'all put us on game and put some stuff in in perspective, like I said, like.
But we cleared the air because that's his siblings, and he
Yeah.
the baby, y'all. He is the baby.
But
okay,
I mean, but look at it like this though, as them being the siblings, right? Knowing that, okay, they might have saw that, hey, he got a good one. You
That's
can't
exactly what it
you
was.
can't let this get away.
That's exactly what it was. That's why
You know what I'm saying? And
they got on
came,
my ass
exactly.
and hers because they seen the potential.
So that should make you feel
They seen
mushy
the
inside.
potential. They definitely seen the potential, both of them, because I ain't have no woman around that long.
Exactly.
Period.
And he's
And especially
bringing
when
you some
my
family
sister
closer.
like
Yeah.
I didn't have period. I ain't have no woman around that long.
I
So,
mean, it's all right. You can shed a tear. I mean,
Yeah.
you can do anything on the Simply
So,
Ball
yeah.
Driving Show. I mean, you can shed a tear. I mean, that's wonderful because of the fact that when you got your family in your ear, like, man, hey, don't let this get away.
man,
And he took heed to what his family was saying,
Mhm.
and look at y'all now. So now I'll go, y'all nip that in the bud. Y'all got through that.
we did. We
rough,
really did.
rough patch.
Yeah, I had to,
Rough patch.
A heat
slide back in
pad. A
there,
heat
you
pad
know?
brought us back together.
Back
Yeah,
together.
I had to
So
slide back in there.
once y'all cleared the air on that, right?
Uh-huh.
When y'all initially got back together, how was that first encounter? Like, did the conversation come back up, or y'all just said, okay, we talked about it, we done with it, we're moving forward?
After that night, like after Thanksgiving and reality check and all of that.
What point you talking about?
Yeah,
What night?
after the fact that y'all nipped it in the bud,
As
y'all
far
had
as
that
why
talk,
we broke up,
why
and
y'all
everything,
broke up,
and
Yeah,
why
because
come
we had to go over
and
it
when y'all
again.
got back together,
Mhm.
y'all, how long did y'all dwell on it before y'all moved forward?
I don't say long at all.
Probably it took that whole week. It was like a week's worth of time. But like prior to Thanksgiving, I went out of town, but we had just met up and made that clear. Like when I get back, I'm coming to you, and he was like, I'll pick you up from the airport and everything.
Straight
Like,
up.
So
Okay.
you wanted to rekindle that. You wanted to
Yeah,
make amends.
yeah.
and then that turned into
Okay.
Thanksgiving. I had Thanksgiving with my cousin, and then he was like, "You're welcome to come over here with my family. We just watching the game." And I'm like, "Are you sure? Because that's kind of confusing. I'm showing up after dinner has been had, but your family has seen me before, and here she go again," which clearly is what they said.
Okay.
So, I mean, I think that was that whole time frame, and after that, we were good.
Y'all was good.
Yeah.
So y'all hashed that. And the feeling that you got out of that once you hashed it, what kind of headspace was you in?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Man, that conversation helped clear some things up. Conversation with her cleared some things up. But I was still battling some myself as far as with my mom, depression with my mom and everything. So that actually played a little part too, as far as me
I split.
progressing. Like she's been a big benefactor and a big help as far as me getting through that and progressing. Because for so long, man, I was drinking a lot. Like I was drinking, trying to get through some things, and I used that as an outlet. Then I had to cut that off, and it's like she helped me turn to some other things, some more positive things to do. So
she had your best interest.
Yeah, she did.
She realized that.
Yeah, that man is crazy. Like, what made me go ahead and propose was like I knew she was the one. Like I found the ring early, and like I had it at my sister's house just chilling, and I knew I wanted to propose to her. Like, and she made me a better man. Like she helped me progress. Yeah. And I mean that's what a man needs. They need a woman right beside them that's gonna help them keep going, and vice versa.
Yeah. And it's crazy that you said that because when y'all first said, there was no title. So did you, when it came back together, did you rush to put that title on it?
I did. I had to because I knew what it was at that point. Like I knew it was potential. I knew that she had opportunity, period, because I mean she's a beautiful woman, so I knew it was just Kentrail gonna stop playing, go ahead and lock that down. It ain't you, that's what you want while you playing. So and that's when I was like, okay, so yeah, from November on forward, like you mine, like cut off everything from your past, anything, cut it off, like you me.
Did you write it on a piece of paper? Would you go?
We talk about it so much, like she knows. That much, like
it's the Facebook. I was like, make it Facebook official,
and I did.
So after he's spilling his guts like that, Mel, I gotta ask you, how does that make you feel inside? Somebody potentially want to spend the rest of their life with you, and how does that make you feel as a woman?
Like then or now?
Not when it was happening.
You know, I went to my homegirl because that's my backbone, Brandy. It made me feel really good. Like I knew I was loved, and I was already in love with him. I realized that when we had that breakup, that it hurt that bad. And I had my mom. She was like, "It only hurt that bad because you realized you was in love with him." And I was like, "I didn't know it."
Yeah, love's a strong word now, and y'all didn't have a title at the time, but then y'all y'all came back together, put a title on it. So now the question is, man, who was the first to fall in love?
Probably was me.
I mean, at least you being honest.
Probably was me.
Who was the first to say it was me?
She said that, but it probably was me too.
So why didn't you? Okay, if you was the first to fall in love, why didn't you tell her?
I'm a romantic. Like I do little small things. Like I love to see a reaction. I love to see her smile. I love to see that.
Okay.
So I do things to get that smile, to get some type of touch from her. Period. If it's just a conversation or a small gesture, I do that.
Okay.
So I said it first. I know. I'm a romantic. So
okay. So now, I mean, you spoke about the proposal.
Yeah.
So
man.
What made you say she's that one?
Man, it's just everything was. I was just realizing everything that was going on in my life. Like, my pops had passed at the time, going through some things. She helped me out with that. Helped me out with mom. Not necessarily be a crutch for me, but more so be a support that I needed to progress and move forward. Right. She was doing that. I ain't gonna lie, my credit didn't want to messing with her, you know. So, it's like some things was like happening that was positive in my life, and I was like, it's because of her.
Okay.
I need to keep that around. Lifetime. I need to keep that around.
Okay.
It's been all positive. I mean, been smiles. I need that. I need that in my life.
Did you talk to anybody before the proposal was happening?
My sister, my brother. Well, when I actually proposed to her.
No, I mean, was the conversations about proposal
had
before the proposal?
I proposed in April. I had a ring like November, October. Yeah, I had the ring already. I was just waiting on the perfect time to do so.
So Chris Lee said y'all didn't have many talks about the proposal before it happened.
Chris Lee, Kentrail, Tracy. I talked to Kentrail, my brother Kentrail about a few things. I talked to my boy Chris, my boy Brian. I done talked to a few people. My boy Munch. I done talked to a few people as far as marriage and relationships and everything, and weighed out the pros and cons as far as a lot of stuff.
What they say about me?
Man, it was all positive.
Brandy said, not the credit score.
Yes, the credit score went up. It went up. Yes. That's because that's your partner in life. Like, if your credit score bad, my credit score bad. So it's like, man, when that started to go up, and it's like, okay, this man, I need to go ahead and make this happen.
Well, Mel Aisha Hunter said, yes, baby. She's serious about that credit and that financial stability.
Yes, I am.
Yes, she was. Yes, she was.
Yeah.
It's very important.
Very important.
I bet you my friends right too. That's why she said that. I take it very seriously.
So now that the proposal's going down, where did this proposal happen at?
Man, it happened at the crib.
During quarantine, while we was
during quarantine. Yeah.
We survived.
Yeah, it was at the crib. Man, we had a heart-to-heart that day. Like, we were just talking. Man, very emotional as far as both of us. We cried together on some few things, and we was building on some things, and I was like, man, this perfect. Like right now, like I was like, hold on for a second, and
so that means I had already ugly cried about something else.
So it was it was crazy.
You're in your bonnet.
It was crazy because like 2 weeks ago, I just got the ring from my sister's house. I was like, I'm gonna hide it at the house just in case I do something at the crib. So I had it at the house already, and I was like, hold on for a second. I had ran down, grabbed it, came back up, and I had, said a few more things, and I had just dropped down and we went from there.
Did you know it was coming? Was that something that it caught
We
you
had
off
no
guard?
idea.
Yeah,
Like
no idea.
completely off guard.
Like y'all had y'all ever even talked about marriage a little bit before
Oh,
that?
of course.
Yes.
Of course. We all picked our ring.
You had no
and
inkling.
some things and
Okay.
everything.
I had an idea there was a ring involved because at some point, I want to say earlier that year, he wanted to propose when we had went to Miami for his birthday. So I was aware there was now a ring in place, but we had discussed marriage at the time we made it official and we go together because that's what I'm doing. We going together to get married. We're not going nowhere else.
Right.
So that was already laid out. But no, I had no idea that day either that that's what he went downstairs to go get. I didn't know what he was doing.
So he caught you off guard.
Completely out of ugly cry.
Okay.
Bonnie, house slippers. We under quarantine.
Was
Ain't nothing going on.
It was just y'all
Right.
two.
It was just us two.
Just
It was just us two.
Yes.
So
And it's crazy because I called my sister afterwards. She's like, redo it.
Yeah,
Put me
my
on
mom said the same
FaceTime.
thing. Y'all,
Put
we
me on
can't do
FaceTime. I
it.
want to see it. I'm
Yeah.
like, this already
So
gone.
when he dropped down to that one knee and did the proposal and asked you the question, did you hesitate or it was just yes?
I cried again.
Before you
answer, yeah.
Before you answer?
Because I was like, are you serious?
So,
I said,
right
yeah.
now,
First I said, thank you, Jesus. And then I said, yeah.
so at that time, I mean, how did that make you feel that this man, for the situation that y'all was going through, y'all had to hatch some things that was happening in the past and make it all come back together and work, taking you to meet the family.
Mm-hmm.
The family thinks highly of you. The sisters, the brothers, they got in his ass and said, look, man, you fucking up. Better get your shit together.
Right.
And, that should make you feel a certain way, right? When, his family has your back.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of, situations where a lot of people that are married or even dating that, their families don't feel the same way about that person. You know what I'm saying? And that's a lot of that can put a strain on anybody's relationship or a marriage. You know what I'm saying? When you're family,
It definitely can.
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Because I value my family's opinion.
Yeah.
And she valued her family.
I was going to say, my family was so click tight. He didn't meet them until we went together.
Man, for real.
Like, that's how much it was. It's a no.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't like that, but I'm like, that is my safe place.
Mm-hmm.
Although I moved from it, that is my safe place. And I was the same way. I had not brought anybody else home to my parents except for my previous relationship. So they knew nobody else. I mean, my mom knew I was dating, but I really didn't give her that much because I'm like, I don't know if I'll be talking to the same person next week. So I'm not even going to go into detail.
But that's a lot of that goes undervalued about, families in a relationship, you know what I'm saying? And how families can come together. You know what I'm saying? Like me and my wife's situation, like when my wife, when I first took her home to meet my folks, my dad was like, when you become my daughter-in-law, it's like, aggressive like that. Damn, Dad, you get a chance, let me introduce her. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Pops already knew.
Yeah, already knew it. You know what I'm saying? And like my mother before she passed away, right? It's like my mother's real particular about people that she meets, right?
Man.
And then when your mother comes to you, like, yeah, you got you one. And I'm like, that's coming from my mom?
Man.
Because my mom is critical.
I heard that.
You know what I'm saying? She's critical.
I heard
that.
that.
And to get, that right there, it's like I tell people, like, first time I took Kanisha home and things went, and, I could leave her with the family and I can go somewhere else and do something else. And I ain't got to worry about nothing. Because I know the family got her taken care of, right? Mm-hmm. I can go off with the boys and play golf. I can go play basketball. Kanisha could be at the house with. I ain't worried.
So how you and Tracy, how you and Tracy are literally how y'all can hang out.
Yes.
I love y'all's bond. I love looking at it because I see so many people who don't have that. They married. And they don't like the auntie over here. They don't come over because the mama don't get along with the other mama. And it's just a whole lot of, I mean, you're going to have that, but you know how to cope. But it's cool that y'all kicking it like that's your family. Like originally. Exactly.
He was like, y'all really going with
exactly.
Man,
I love that.
They left me.
I love it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, and you should feel no type of way.
I ain't nothing at all.
I'm good.
I ain't gonna lie, I was a little jealous because I was trying to ask when y'all coming back. What's up? Everything good?
Go find you some activity.
I had to.
I mean, all I have is my older brother. We're 3 years apart, so she's the sister like I've always wanted. Like we wear the same size shoe and clothes, so it's on and popping for me.
Exactly.
It's the dream come true.
Yes, I love it.
Yeah, so that's great. And like I told y'all before, they newlyweds. So I want y'all to tell them how long y'all been married.
Man.
3 months.
3 years.
Fresh.
3 months.
They fresh. They get married for 3 months.
December 31st.
So
They got married on New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve.
He proposed in April on Easter, and then
I didn't want to wait. That's another thing. Like, cause we was gonna have it in Jamaica, like 2021, like around what we said.
That's
August.
when we wanted the wedding. So we planned our wedding before he had proposed. That's how much I was like, I know it's a ring. I'm just gonna go and do what I need to do. So that was already planned. So
y'all got married on New Year's or something, right?
New Year's
Eve.
Okay, I knew it was somewhere.
And see, the crazy thing about that is,
so all in 1 year.
The way you talking, Mel, you was already, you was in it. You wasn't going nowhere.
We both.
I've been in it. I showed him pictures the other day of me taking pictures of me and him at that event on the boat, and I was like, you probably thought I was taking pictures just being in the organization because everybody was snapping photos, but I was taking like one-on-one photos for myself because I was being petty and I wanted to take it back to the people that said I couldn't do this, and I just want y'all to see it. But I did it.
Well, you said that earlier. You said
because man, it was some women told her I ain't had no car, I ain't had no job. It was some women.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Like it was some news got to her as far as that. So that's why I said it was a few women hating as far as that. And I mean, it is what it is. She saw different. So yeah.
Well, I just figured that couldn't be true. He didn't look broke.
So
he had 2 jobs. I was like, 2 of them.
So they was hating on you.
Man,
no, it was me.
It was her. It was her.
Me.
They didn't want to. I say they didn't want to see her happy. I say that.
Were they friends of yours, or just some like people that knew mutually both of y'all, or
it was some people that knew us both.
Both, okay. Because I'm just trying to see how that's a little messy.
It is.
So I mean, when they was trying to drag you through the mud, like, how'd you feel about it?
I mean, I didn't know at the time.
He didn't know until we got together.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I was still just doing my thing.
Also,
they seen me.
They
the thing was. That's what I said. That's what I said. That's what I said. Like they. I didn't give them no conversation. So as far as what they knew about me, they heard.
Yeah.
So it was like, they ran off what they heard or
I
what
didn't
they
know it was
thought
a competition.
or anything.
So when people was coming back to you saying that, did you feel like, okay, was they trying to plot, or was that some stuff that they just like, hey, like he said, hating, or they didn't want you with him, or they were trying to make a move, or
I
what?
trusted the source that it was coming from because these were my people before they were his.
See that
so
that.
I had no reason to think what they were saying wasn't true, or that I didn't. But
you know how that is,
And I wasn't there yet, so I wasn't at that other event. So I really
and that's the thing
that's
about
easy to do, though. On her defense, I mean, that's an easy thing to do if you don't have a reason to not trust or agree with what they're saying. You're only gonna say, well, I mean, okay.
Aisha said they was throwing salt on the player.
That's what it was. But it just gave me a little seasoning.
But that's what I'm saying.
Gave me a little seasoning,
So, Mel, from listening to what you said, I mean, it's like when girls do that, right? I feel like they was coming across like it was a competition.
I didn't know it.
And the reason why I say that is they trying to put salt in his game to get to you, be like, okay, I'm saying all this. Maybe she'll go away from it.
That's the thing. She was inquiring about me, and they was throwing the salt.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So they didn't want me off. They didn't exactly. So they was trying to put all the negative stuff in your like, nah. And then you know how one of them women could have slid back door.
They tried. So actually,
it was enough.
And it got worse. Not worse.
So
but it got more matter of fact for me to understand. Like maybe you're not getting it. I'm not just saying negative things to keep it away from you. Maybe I should say it the other way. It was said to me then, I don't think you're good enough for him. Like now, wait a minute. I thought he didn't have no job.
Right. So now,
actually, they wasn't hating on him. They was hating on you.
And it was like, I just think you're not in the right headspace. I think that's a good guy. He got things going for himself, and you all over the place. So
Claire, you had them
Oh, yeah,
choosing,
nah.
huh?
That was the people you needed to
and,
listen to.
and it was enough for me. It was
Yeah.
enough for me.
we were unaware of all of this,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
Now,
Very
now
unaware.
looking back at it,
It's funny.
It's
would
funny
you,
as hell.
yeah, I was gonna say, would you have changed some things about how you went about being together?
Man, to be honest, like if I would have got her number at
that
that banquet that night, we probably would have been kicking and we probably would have been far along than what we are now.
That's the
To
only
be honest.
difference.
It's
Yeah.
like that time between that's when someone else got involved and more talking got involved.
And there was no
That's what kinda
titles.
That's what pushed us out for,
And-
I say, about 10, 11 months. Like almost another year.
Like I said, I'm going back. You had a game plan.
Man, yeah.
You had a game plan.
Yeah.
And Tracy said, them heifers wasn't your friends. You know what I'm saying?
I figured that
And
out.
then Aisha said
they
she
ain't
know
around
not
no
to let
more.
them heifers come around.
Yeah, boy.
But I find that it's a lot. Like growing up. You know what I'm saying? When I was growing up, it's a lot of people that did that. They would knock our hustle, but they not knocking our hustle. They trying to get to the person that's trying to get to us,
Mhm.
Right.
and defer you from trying to get to us
Right.
by saying all this negative stuff. But they got a game plan too. They try
That's
to
what
go
it
through the
was.
back door.
That's what it was.
The front door ain't open. The back door.
High school.
A lot of people keep the back door unlocked.
That was
Like,
high
nah,
school.
mine was locked tight.
That's what I'm
It was-
saying.
It was
So,
enough
but
for me. It was enough
because
for
you
me.
knew, you saw it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
saw it, but I don't think Mel understood what was going on at the time.
Because I wasn't all the way in the organization, so I was still just keep my ear to the ground,
Yeah.
Mhm.
listening to them. And then when I got there, I had already kind of been sold on he's taken and this ain't a good match. I didn't give up, but I just like, I'm gonna just still watch,
Mhm.
see what happens.
So as being newlyweds, you know what I'm saying? Is there, since y'all got married, is there any like struggles or anything is there any different things that
Man,
have taken place or?
I want to say that we got some good premarital counseling beforehand.
Great.
We got some good education on as far as communicating, as far as letting each other know what's going on, what we want, and everything like that.
Mhm.
So that helped us out a lot.
Transitioning from dating
To being married. So it's like, man,
Crucial.
it was like to me, it was like another day. Like, I mean, she's been my partner since when I made it official back in November. She's been my partner. Like, it was another day. Like, we've been just moving forward,
Okay.
trying to better each other's lives.
Brandy
So-
said, Kentrail, put that damn vape down. So does it feel like y'all still dating, or does it feel like you're married?
Man, we went on date night last night. I mean,
y'all on the rush tour. Y'all on the rush tour. Y'all on the rush tour.
I feel like we're still dating. I mean, every day is a learning process. I mean, every day you learn something new.
Yeah.
So, and I'm all for it. So I'm here for it. So
I think we just kind of already made ourselves a marital couple in the beginning because of the credit and financial stability and all of that.
put in place.
So
we
you
had
were
a foundation built.
You was far along.
y'all were ahead of the game, basically.
Well, because even though we had that roller coaster year, that's why it was so it was concerning. Like, are we doing this or not? Because
Mhm.
he was probably the only one I was that in depth with. Whether I
Right.
told him that or not, I didn't need him to know that. But he was the only one I was that in depth with, so that's why it hurt the most. But also, it was easy for us to come back and make that decision that I knew it then, I know it now. I'm not gonna mess up again. But we could just keep going because we already was talking about our future and what we had planned and what we wanted, things that we had in common about our future. So even making it official with a title was just like, now let's put that in action. And then marriage is like, all right, here we are. We already put it in action, so we just gotta see it through.
So my question is, I just a question listening to your story. So if that roller coaster ride never happened, do you think y'all would be where y'all at today?
I don't think we'll be as strong as we are today.
Yeah, no.
Like it took us learning through those roller coasters to get us to where we at. It helped build our foundation.
Mhm.
Okay.
So
And our marriage counselor was everything, honestly.
Shout out to Mr. Bernstein.
Yeah.
Mr. Bernstein, if you're looking, shout out.
That was a huge deal. That kind of like actually sealed the deal on everything we had already been talking about, what we had in our head, building our spiritual foundation together and where that was going to take us. But that like put it together. Even now, the tools he gave us, we definitely heavily lean on. Like, okay, let's go back to our notebook.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's great, man, and it's always appreciative when like I'll be doing these shows with the Marriage Chronicles, right? And I know it's a lot of things that y'all talk about before you even come on the show, right?
Mm-hmm.
And to relive some of the things that your spouses say that how y'all got together, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then to relive that fresh today, how does that make you feel?
Man, you see me smiling over and giggling.
Like
I relived it. Like that was I remember.
But to hear it now,
Yeah.
like because a lot of women always say, "Well, you don't tell me how you feel."
Man.
And then it's like
when
I do these shows,
we vocal.
I bring the best out of people.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
We let each other know.
We're very vocal, actually. If I'm not talking, something's wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
I know.
I mean, I do have shutdown moments that, then something's really not right. But just reliving it, hearing it all over again, like, I really don't regret our roller coaster year, our break. I think it was all.
It was all meant to be.
It was needed. It was needed in the growth process. Because I mean, like, even when it happened and we came back, my cousin, not the young one, but my twin cousin was just like, "You wasn't ready," and that's just facts. And neither was he. She said, "But y'all realized y'all want each other." She said, "That's the difference," and you went back.
If you leave, what they say when you leave,
if you
your
come
car,
back,
you come back.
If it come back, it's meant to be. That was my mama told me.
He said I fake left.
You fake left. You really leave.
Yeah, she
what
knew
that
what it
mean?
was. She was coming back. She was coming
coming
back.
back.
Yeah,
She was taking a little break.
Yeah, that what it was. She had to clear her mind, and I had to as well. So it was much needed.
That's not how I thought.
Yeah. Also, they like them matching shirts y'all got on too.
Oh, yeah. Mine say hubby, just love it.
Yeah, go ahead and promote it. Go ahead and promote it.
Wifey, just love it.
And I'm back say married since 2020.
Oh, cool.
Proposed
That's
2020,
nice.
married in 2020.
That's some fresh stuff right there.
Y'all fresh, man.
I want to be fresh like that
Y'all fresh
again.
newlyweds, man.
We gonna get fresh like that. Real fresh. No. I'm saying fresh as in the freshness.
I want to get remarried. You know what I'm saying? Bring that remarriage back. You know what I'm saying? We let y'all interview us next time.
Hey, how about that? Like, we can do that. I got some questions.
We let y'all
I got some
interview
questions
us.
because I mean, y'all been doing it for a good little minute, so I will have some questions for y'all.
And see, and it's crazy, and we welcome all questions, because I got to answer for everything.
All right, so tell me what helped with the longevity.
So that'll be the end.
Communication is key.
Okay.
The communication, you gotta see when we first started out, right? I'm gonna be honest, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of things that you would get upset about, you know what I'm saying, and you wouldn't talk about it, right?
Yeah, yes, sir.
You wouldn't talk about it, and
Right.
then you would go to bed mad. But then she would understand you mad for something. You mad for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Because I would do stuff out of my character. I just start cleaning and shit, slamming doors. Something wrong with him, right? So it's like as you, but as you grow in your marriage, right, you got to learn from that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what I learned is my late grandmother, she always told me, you never want to go to bed mad with your spouse, right?
Absolutely.
And then when you leave the house, make sure you kiss your spouse and stuff like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So as I grew older in the marriage, I'm like, I just got to listen to my wife, man. Communication is key. Just let her know what's going on, right? So if you keep that open lines of communication going on, I mean, you go far. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of things like, spiritually, right? It's like a lot of things that when I lay down, I pray about, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I pray, and I always say, thank the Lord for blessing me for what I have and what I don't have, right?
Right.
So, with prayer and communication in a marriage, that's key.
Man,
If you keep that open lines of communication up,
yes,
but it's the y'all newlyweds, so y'all gonna have some bumps, right?
Mm-hmm.
But as y'all grow old in the marriage, a lot of people say you get set in your ways, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not going to say I'm set in my ways. It's a lot of stuff that I look at early in our marriage. It could have been avoided by just communicating.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of things I'll be like, man, I got mad over this dumb shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's no reason to get mad.
Right. I'm learning. Yes,
you know what I'm
sir.
saying?
Yes,
and I'm like, I say to myself, like, it's just like if you go somewhere, I know how my wife is, right? You know, she's very family oriented. You know, she loves talking to her mom and she loves hanging out with her mom, right?
Mm-hmm.
And back in the days, you know, when she was doing that, I'm like, damn, she always out with her mother. You know what I'm saying? But then I gotta say to myself, as I grow, I gotta accept that because that's what she was doing before I first met her.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the stuff I look back. Why'd I get mad over that?
Right.
And that would cause a big argument.
Oh no.
I got
you know what I'm saying?
I got you.
So now as I grow older and we've been, you know, in this marriage, you know, past 15 years, you look at it like, that was some dumb shit. I'm like, I got mad over this.
Hey, okay.
And it's just like
You can relate.
communication, but
I can relate, but
Yeah.
just now, I mean, I ain't been married that long, but I noticed that some stuff that I get mad over, like, why you got mad over it?
Exactly.
For one, it ain't gonna change nothing. I mean, it is what it is.
I think there's different light bulbs. I always say I'm a firm believer of a light bulb going off. You know, you got your light bulb go off when you're in your 20s. You know, you're 25 or you're that mid age. You think you can do this, you can do this. You made it moved out, and then you hit 30. You like, oh man, where am I at? What am I doing with myself?
Yes,
what am I doing with my life? You
Well,
feel
that's
like
right.
it's the end of the world when you turn 30. I mean, in at 30, I was having Makai, and I was like, oh, what in the world? So then 40, you like, oh man, I got to get it together. Like, and a lot of people say, but I just say that to say, you know, every chapter in your marriage literally is going to be another little light bulb that goes out. Each year is going to be something that like clicks and changes, and you be like, oh, you know what? I need to pick my battle. You know what? No, let's do this instead. Let's not go there. Let's do this because all I needed to say was this, and I text you and you took it wrong.
So, yeah,
or something like that. It could be something as
that
simple as that.
I despise texting. I will end the whole conversation
quick.
Yeah.
If I already see that this is a serious topic, I was like, I don't do this via text. I was like, pick up the phone. I see you when we get home.
Exactly.
And I got a question for Kentrail. Somebody asked Kentrail, what is happy wife, happy life mean?
But ain't no such thing as happy wife, happy life. I don't believe it.
You don't believe it?
It's happy spouse, happy house. That's what it is. I don't give a damn if she ain't happy. If he ain't happy, the house ain't gonna work either. So it goes both ways.
Yeah, it goes both ways.
Happy spouse, happy house.
Yeah, I mean, you can spend.
But my wife gonna be happy. I'm gonna do what it takes to get my wife happy,
Right.
and she vice versa go do what it takes to get me happy.
And
that's how it should be.
You can spin it that way. And I'm gonna go back to what Mel said about the texting, right? I remember back. I mean, I'm gonna tell you about my wife, right? I mean, when I say if she send me a text a certain way, it's all fine and dandy, right? But if I reply the same way that she send the text, that shit don't work. Like she shortcuts me. Like I'll send something, she be like K, right? Like you said, okay.
By the way, I never use K.
You used to do that. Used to do that. So when I did it, I reciprocated. When I do it,
oh man,
why? What's all this? Why you one word? You know what I'm saying? And I just always tell my wife, I said, you can do it, but when I do it, it's a major problem, right?
Yes,
but now I look at it like, that's another thing. Why the fuck you get mad at that dumb shit? You know what I'm saying? You think as you get older, you look at stuff that you got mad for that caused a big uproar. It's no reason. It's just the cake. That don't even bother me. I could send her a big long paragraph and she can text back and be like, K, that ain't gonna bother me.
We don't do those things.
I know, but I'm just saying, you used to do that. You used to do that.
I'm like, you got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like that's what I'm trying to tell y'all as newlyweds. As you get older, you're gonna look back at some of the little arguments that y'all had, and you be like, man, why did I argue on something dumb like that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think with us to solve that in advance, because I mean it was a lot of stuff that I was trying to head off. And I know that's like almost impossible, but as much as I can.
Yeah.
So like we have a notebook, a running journal kind of say. So that way that's the opportunity. If something's bothering you, that's where you write it at.
Especially if you can't say it like
Out loud.
Yeah,
we're not at the stage of talking.
And not necessarily
Right.
if it's hard for you to get that reaction out of the person, or the reaction period might be hard for you.
Yeah.
We
Because
write
a
it
lot
in
of
that journal.
Yeah.
And that's one
I like
thing we
that.
picked up from the counselor.
I like that because a lot of times you can't. It's not the right time to bring up a certain situation.
Right.
You know, it could be something is immediate, something that may be immediate to you may not be as immediate to him. So he like, we can wait, talk about that. You like, no, this is important. We need to talk now.
Yeah.
And then when y'all talk about it, he's not gonna be really listening because he don't really want to talk
You
about
don't
it.
want to talk about it.
Just know when I see that notebook on the side of my bed, I know she has something she wanted to say.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I gotta
It's
go in there and
always
reply.
bad.
I mean, it ain't always bad. It might be something great. She wanted to just say it to me, period. So, I mean, I just know when it's
But that's
on
a good
my
way
side
of
bed,
keeping the open
wrap on.
communication, though. I like that.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's prayer and communication, man. That take you a long way.
Man, that's
Yeah, like I said, y'all
that's
newlyweds, but look, just like I said, man, some of the small things that y'all might encounter that y'all argue about, and then you get past it, and then you go down the line, you be like, man, remember that day we argued about this shit? What was the argument for? Like, it was probably
in mind right now.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
Why the hell do we even argue
Yeah.
about that sound, boy?
That's what I'm saying. Stuff like that.
I don't even want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna make me mad.
Man.
We didn't come here to start an argument.
No.
The good thing is, all he could say was, okay.
I said my bad because I messed up, and I started the argument. So later on that night, after it all died down, I told him my bad. Like I shouldn't even, that situation didn't have to go that far, and didn't have to go that way. So
Somebody
I'm learning
said,
not to always have a rebuttal to
somebody said, give them some more time, and we'll revisit them questions.
oh, most definitely,
Of
I'm up
course.
for it. I'm
Yeah.
up for it. We in the long
We're
haul.
gonna have,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's a
We're
long
gonna have
haul
an
sometimes.
update.
We'll bring them back. We'll circle back. Once y'all get
It's
past
super
that
fresh.
3 months
Yeah.
gibberish. You know what I'm saying?
It's fresh.
Yeah.
But I mean, I like what y'all doing now because y'all it's fresh. Y'all going out on dates. But I'm gonna ask you this, Mel, then I'm gonna leave it there. When them dates stop, then what?
No such thing. Because
Well, I said
I
they don't stop,
remind him.
She says a few a month, so they don't stop.
Okay.
That's the teamwork thing. Like
Exactly.
I don't always have to set up the date. She might set up the date for us for the weekend.
So 5
Oh,
years
so-
in, you're gonna have that same energy.
Yeah, most
That's what he
definitely. 'Cause
said.
10 years in, you
Man, I'm had the same energy
Okay.
because that's who I'm finna be with for my lifetime. So I'm gonna make sure she happy for a lifetime.
There you go. Right answer. Right answer.
So,
Good answer.
so it is what it is. So
I mean, somebody said Kareem just needs to admit Kanisha is correct and end the argument. Problem solved.
Dang.
see, and my whole thing is
What?
by doing that, yes, the conversation is done. You feel good, but
You don't feel
after a while, a man gonna get tired of biting them bullets. For that time frame. But
Yeah.
they say happy, white happy. Like that's what the whole thing.
Because
come
then you
from.
want to keep her smiling, so you want to keep her
Man.
happy, right? Because
Shit,
you know
what
she's not
about me?
happy. Some don't. I mean, I know you want to be happy too, but if she ain't
Yeah.
happy, you.
We have this
Right,
conversation all the time about, see, women always, they want to be happy. The man got to be happy too.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's like,
I can't make you happy if I'm not happy.
exactly. So we have
And
these,
vice versa.
we have these
and vice
conversations all the time. Like, go ahead.
Go ahead, say what y'all
Go-
got.
go- go-
Both
go-
of y'all got something to
I
say.
I don't
Yes,
think,
ma'am.
it's gonna solve the question.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I mean, it's not the fact that we always want to be happy. We understand. I truly understand both people. It's essential for both people to be happy
Okay.
because one person not happy, the vibe
It ain't working right.
It just
Yeah.
wrong.
But
But the
Because
woman ain't never gonna bite the bullet though.
Listen, but
That's a lie.
you have to have
Women
one
do
person.
bite the
Yes,
bullet
we do
sometimes. I
now.
ain't
Nah,
gonna,
nah, no.
I ain't gonna
Yeah.
stunt. I ain't gonna stunt.
Right?
No cap. Like she done been.
But when a
And
woman,
the
but
bigger
listen,
person.
when a woman bites the bullet, she ain't really biting the bullet.
What you mean?
Because we gonna hear about it later.
Exactly.
It ain't no with.
It's still
Just because it ain't no with.
their mood still gonna be fucked up, even though they bit the bullet. If when we bite the bullet,
man, we got to change the period.
No, it won't
You
be
got
as
to.
messed up if you come up and you conversate and you communicate and say,
Watch it.
hey, listen,
okay, go
and
ahead.
say what happened.
Yeah. Go ahead, keep going.
Hold on. I don't like the way I feel like this is a setup.
Go ahead.
I don't like what's going on.
What's
wrong?
Get your statement.
Anyway, what I was saying
Yes,
was,
ma'am.
don't let him read the comments.
Nah, I'm listening to you. Go ahead. I'm
just
listening to you.
But no, if you come to me and you tell me exactly, hey, if you know you in the wrong, that's my thing. Accepting the fact that my bad, like you say, my
Half the
bad.
time, I'm right.
Say it.
Stand
See
on
that.
Right.
I'm right. I'm right.
Hey, when I'm right, I'm right.
I'm not.
But when I'm wrong, I could have been right, so
yeah.
I'm still right.
Yeah, but
So
I'm saying,
still
but when
right.
I'm wrong,
Not always
listen.
right.
When I'm wrong, I don't even
Newsflash.
fight it. I don't even fight it.
Oh, I know.
But when I know I'm
No,
right,
real quick.
I'm gonna keep going.
But he know even when he wrong, he gonna keep going.
Nah,
Because I could have been right.
What is that?
I could have been
Is
right.
that a man thing?
So
that's why
when I'm right, I'm right. But when I'm
Show
wrong,
rating.
I could have been right.
That's
So
horrible.
technically, I'm
I
still
don't
right.
like it.
In my eyes, I'm still
It
right.
don't look good on y'all.
I'm gonna tell you.
Say,
I'm gonna go
I'm
back.
still
I'm
right.
gonna go back to this biting the bullet, right?
But okay.
We grown. I'm gonna go back to biting this bullet, right?
Yes, sir.
When women bite the bullet,
Mm-hmm.
they biting the bullet just to, get over it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if we biting the bullet for something that, we know that we didn't do wrong, and we biting the bullet, we still gonna want the yeeks, right? But when a woman bite the bullet and she didn't have to bite the bullet, she not gonna be sexually inclined. She ain't gonna want to do nothing because she bit the bullet in her, and she's not gonna be there.
Mood change.
That's what I'm saying.
Everything sit down.
But you okay?
Go ahead, talk to me. Talk to me.
You are correct in saying
Thank
that, and in the part where if I decided to bite the bullet or any other woman, because I know we all do it, I am letting the conversation go. That means we know now we don't want to continue an argument and we don't want to.
But your mood is messed up.
That's fine, but I ended hurting your feelings.
That's fine.
Yeah,
Right.
But
Now
your
I
mood
wanna
is
talk
messed
about
up.
it.
Now,
Let me cool.
No, let me cool.
I don't feel like you being right here, right
See,
now.
that's what I'm saying.
I mean, I
Get
ain't
away from me.
mad. I'm not
Yeah,
mad,
yeah.
but I don't want you just right here, right this second.
But when we
And I
mad,
am
we
mad.
still want the yeeks.
No.
Why?
We
That's a
still-
man, but that's a man thing
That's
because
what we
y'all
have
want that
I know.
regardless.
We
You
have
can be in
to
a- you can be in the middle
I
of an
know.
argument and want that.
It's crazy as hell because we ready at any time.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
It's like she can say, what's up? What's up?
Oh my
Shit,
god.
what's up?
I tell people, men are ready and willing anytime, right? But that's what I'm saying. Y'all's mood gets all messed up.
I mean, we can't help our chemical imbalances and how we was born and what Mother Nature gave us. I mean,
Nah.
so if I bit the bullet, you already know that means she's not gonna be in the mood. She
Nope.
ain't gonna
It's over with.
talk about nothing else. I'm
Exactly.
probably acknowledging
Leave
at
it alone.
bedtime because I'm not going to bed mad, but I'm not in the mood to do nothing else. I think that is fair, and that also brings back to the whole happy wife, happy life. If
Nah,
you
happy
want-
spouse, happy house.
and if you want the yeeks, I better be happy.
See, that was. But I'm gonna say this.
Exactly.
Kanisha's
Man.
probably right 95% of the time.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And
That's
and
fair.
it's crazy because
You admit it 95%.
95% of the time.
You admit
You know what I'm
that?
saying? Yeah, I'm admitted because like I said, going
Tell
back
them
to
about it.
early
Nigga, you lying.
in the marriage, right?
Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna argue. I'm gonna stay. I'm
Yeah, yeah.
gonna get with you.
Okay.
But now, as you grow older, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, just to nip
Get
on
through
that
the
stuff in the
situation
bud.
without having to hear.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I got
And you talk about it right then and there when it's happening. Be like,
Mhm.
okay, I understand. I could have did it this way. My bad. It won't happen again. And we move on. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing that as you move further in your relationship and in your marriage, some of the things you gotta think about, right?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say take a calculated risk at it, but you gotta, assess what's really going on, right?
Yeah.
Was it worth it?
Right.
Pick your battles.
I'm not even gonna say pick your battles
Nah, but
because
that's
there's
real
no
though.
battle.
That's real though.
I know, but there's no battles to be
Pick
picked,
your
right?
arguments
Yes.
instead of pick your battle.
Yeah.
Pick
Right,
your arguments
right.
because anything you can
Everything
say can
is not
trigger something
worth-
real quick.
Right.
Yeah.
Everything is
And-
not worth literally an
Yeah,
argument.
argument,
right.
But
You know what I'm
what
saying?
you thought was a conversation
Turn into an argument.
turned into an
Real quick.
argument
And it shouldn't
because
have been
this
that way.
person may have thought that they feel attacked
Yeah.
Right.
or
Yeah.
by the
Right.
other one.
But nah, we passed that. But that's one thing to keep in consideration as you move on, man. Communication and a lot of prayer.
Yeah.
But y'all make it, man. And you know, we had a fun time tonight, man. I like the audience engagement. You know, I like all the questions that's coming there.
Hey,
You know, shout out to everybody that was in the
Yeah.
comments,
From the
man.
Russian.
Tracy, Chris Lee, Slappy, Not Too Serious, Cracks Mackay, Drippy J4L, Brandon, Brandy, Brandon. Yeah, Brandon in there too. Brandy,
Aisha. Shout out to my
Aisha, Tracy,
team, y'all.
Mel's
Support
giving
is
y'all
real.
shout outs. You got
Support
a
is
support
real.
system. They in the
Support is
building.
real. That's
So,
all
man,
I'm
I
saying.
appreciate you guys. But if y'all do me a favor, man, share this video. Share it. Let people, man, you know, it's a lot of conversations that we have on this Marriage Chronicles, man. A lot of stories can impact a lot of people's marriage and lives, man.
Yes.
And I'll go into what I said
Never
last
to
night on my roundtable talk. My first ever episode on the Marriage Chronicles, we had Sheena and Brandon. And their story reached a lot of people, man. And I had people commenting and texting me talking about, man, I wish I had a chick like Sheena that stood by her man through the times that he was going through. So you don't know who your story inspires, you know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of things that, you know, that we talk about. Like I said, we know relationship experts or anything like that, man. We just have a good time, man. We bring on married couples, you know, to talk about their love story and how they met and things that are going on in their marriage. And not only we have married couples, we have people that's been divorced, you know, and you know, that might help somebody else in their marriage too. You know, things that, you know, that y'all can stay away from, that, you know, you can avoid, not to go down that road to get the divorce. So there's a lot of things that we talk about, man. So like I said, if you're ever interested in being on the Marriage Chronicles, you know how to reach me. Also, Brandy Crawford, I'm gonna plug you in. She said the RCN podcast is coming soon. So, you know, hey, do your thing. So we plugging you in. So I mean, they laughing about it. I don't know if it's a true story or
That's
what.
a podcast Brandon got with Mel when they be
That is my best
conversing
friend that I
throughout
talk
the day.
to every day.
Okay.
So we talk about highlights of everything.
Yeah, well, that's good. I
From
mean,
the weather
Sometimes
to
I'm there,
current
and
events.
sometimes Brandon has been there for the
Yeah.
is there for the conversation,
Yeah.
and we be tripped out.
That's what I'm talking
People
about.
like that's good TV though.
Yeah,
People
that's-
like
yeah.
that. People be on YouTube looking at stuff like that.
And Slappy said, I'm gonna post this on the screen. He said, salute to Scooby and Mel and the K-Saps and everyone in the comments tonight. Support. Man, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that, Slappy. Like I said, everybody that's looking at this, you know, tell a friend to tell a friend. You know, that's my slogan. Tell a friend to tell a friend. I mean, you might not be interested in it, but your friend might be interested in it. You know what I'm saying? So
Look at the marriage.
yeah, if you can
in their 30s.
if you can share the video, if you're on Facebook, just hit the share button. It don't cost you nothing to share. You know what I'm saying? It just helping the channel grow. It's just helping the ratings. You know what I'm saying? And also, shout out to Tracy for the Wild Rush experience coming soon. I plug you on there.
Collective.
You know what I'm saying? We supporting we supporting our sisters. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm all about supporting love. You know what I'm saying? I mean, y'all showing me love. I'm gonna show y'all love. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, like I tell people in this community, we doing podcasts and things like that. It's enough for everybody to eat. You know what I'm saying? It's no reason to step on nobody's toes. You ain't got to be like Mel's friends and be hating on people and stuff like
Well,
that.
those were not her friends.
You know what I'm
Mel's
saying?
associates.
Yeah.
They ain't friends. They're associates.
We no longer talk.
Aisha Hunter said, "Love you, Mel and Scooby." And you know,
So let's get their fun.
yeah. And you know, before we wrap it up, I'm gonna turn it over to my co-host Kanisha. She got a couple questions before we get out. She got a couple questions posed to the guests.
Okay, cool.
So we like to do fun facts.
Uh-oh.
Oh, snap. Okay, cool. I'm ready.
So I need 3 fun facts from you.
From me?
Mm-hmm.
About me or
Yes.
about me?
Yeah, no,
About you.
about you.
3 fun facts.
Throw me out there. Y'all
Somebody
wanna
may
know
not.
about it?
Somebody may not even know. Nobody.
Well, I mentioned it earlier, but I'm 6'7". I'm a tall dude. I'm actually the tallest dude in my family. Closest, my grandpa, which is 6'3". My brothers, they 6'3", 6'2", 6 foot. So I'm the tallest in my family. I'm a Masonic man. I've been traveling for some years now, a couple years now. And lastly, I'm a qualified mental health professional. That's what I do as far as job.
Okay, great.
Good. Okay, I like that. Melanie.
Like I was trying to think of all of those. Like, fun. I like to collect playing cards. I tell people that because, like, I whip them out, like Uno included, but definitely like regular playing cards. I just like the different kind that's out there. I used to play the drums.
Okay.
Yeah, percussion is back in the day. And what else do I have that y'all need to know?
Anything fun?
Yeah, I have 2 4-legged kids.
That's
2
them
dogs.
dogs.
We got 2 dogs. Yeah,
That's great. That's great. Well, that's some great, fun facts that people might not have known. But
So
they
I do
probably
have
know.
one. I do have one last thing,
Mhm.
and this is not even. This is just something I just came up with out the blue.
Okay.
So Melanie, what is his favorite food? And you have to be specific.
Dang. Seafood, shrimp, to be specific.
Okay.
Am I missing one?
Is that correct?
I mean, seafood all in general.
Seafood?
Yes,
You just
yes,
say
I
seafood?
love-
Okay,
yeah,
she got it
seafood.
right. You say seafood.
She did.
She can't say American food and say chicken or nothing like that.
Seafood,
Okay.
salmon, some shrimp, She
All
My
of it.
seafood brother.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking
All
about.
of it. I didn't want to pick one, but
I love it.
I know he'll choose shrimp over anything.
Okay. So same question for you.
Ah, man, give her a steak. Give her a steak.
No, we all right.
Look at
All right.
I like my steak.
Medium,
Me.
Yeah.
I like mine well done.
Okay.
Man.
But that's great. And another thing,
like juicy like that, bro. I had it her way, and I changed. When I do, I don't even get a steak. I just get a piece of
Medium
That's
well.
fine.
Medium,
fine.
easy.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
not too red. Woo, not too much.
also, man, I'd like to give a shout out to Chris Lee. Anybody that's in the Shreveport Bossier area. I mean, Chris, do they have to be in the Shreveport Bossier area? If they need any car audio or videos needed,
Man.
My family
get
down
at
there too.
Royal Lee Installations LLC.
And when
Yeah.
I say he
I've
can
seen this work.
install, man, I had
Anything.
TVs in my 300.
Yeah.
I had, man, my speaker set up. He did all my lights in my
Yeah.
car, man. Hey, holler at him
seen
if you need it,
Yeah.
because he definitely knows how to do it all. Motorcycles, trucks, cars, anything.
I've
you
seen the
need.
motorcycles that he's
He
done.
knows how to do it.
Yeah.
He knows how to break it down, put it back together, and all that, make
Yeah.
it work.
So
Well,
Chris,
shout out to
the
him.
information's plugged.
For
So
real.
y'all
Love it.
looking to
Love
get
it.
at Royal Lee Installations LLC.
It's
And
sure.
Chris, I know you're still in the comments section, man. When are you and Kara coming on the Marriage Chronicles?
Yes.
I'm not letting you off the
That's
hook.
that's a good question.
I'm not letting
Yeah.
you off the hook,
Come on,
Chris.
Chris. Come on, Chris Lee.
Yeah.
Well,
they
give
didn't
them a
say
little
that.
bit. They just had a baby, so like.
Yeah. Nah, we didn't talk about
they've
this.
been here.
Yeah.
They've been here.
They've
I
been in the
know.
house, and we've been down to
Recently.
Shreveport. Chris, you're not getting off the hook.
I tried.
You next, big
I
guy.
tried.
You
Yeah.
next.
I
Come on
tried.
up on this thing, Chris.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I tried to hold them over with some
Yeah.
grace of being, parents again, starting over. Like, no man, y'all gotta get on.
Baby
that.
good. Baby don't even.
Baby's fine.
Yeah, guys, but we had a great time tonight, man. Before we wrap it up, man, make sure y'all go to www.simplybaldropping.com, man, for all your Simply Ball Dropping apparel. Also, my co-host, she got her own online boutique. I printed on the screen, www.bohochictexas.com. So if you need any accessories or anything like that, man, holler at her. And, I just want to thank, Scooby and MC Russian. They on their Rush tour. This was one of their stops. You know what I'm saying? So I do appreciate you guys' time. And that's going to wrap up another episode of the Simple Ball Dropping Marriage Chronicles. Once again, I'm your host, K Sapp, man behind the mic, and my co-host, Kanisha. And, man, we going to catch you on the next one. Deuces. Salute.